boy, Danny from the Road to Wisdom, aka Comic Chat. I'm known when I'm talking about my comic book stuff, but today I'm going to show y'all and share with y'all one of my favorite meals to prepare. It's an Alfredo. Usually I like shrimp Alfredo, but today I'm going to show you how to cook chicken Alfredo because my family does not like shrimp. I'm the only one in my house that likes shrimp. So I'm going to make them something they'll eat, and it's called chicken Alfredo. So here it is. Now, when you get the chicken, what I like to do is get thighs because they hold up to the meat. They hold up to the heat. They take a lot more seasoning, and they don't dry out like a chicken breast. And plus, they're a whole lot cheaper. Whole lot cheaper. So I only put 4 seasons on it. I put Himalayan sea salt, which you can see right here, the fine Himalayan sea salt. I use Cajun, any kind of Cajun season you want to use. I put that on there. I put regular pepper. Then I add what you call garlic herb on the chicken. Garlic herb, any kind of name brand you want to use, but I use that garlic herb. And I make sure I season it real good. I let it sit. This has been sitting probably about 45 minutes. I already got the grill hot. I'm about to transition to the grill. I'm gonna grill these. Yeah, as you can see right here on my stove, I've already got my pot. I'm gonna use to boil my pasta. Now the pasta I'm gonna use for any Alfredo is penny. I always use the penny pasta. I think it's just best with Alfredo. It's my personal favorite, but you can use whatever pasta you want to. And I already put the 4 quarts of water in. I put a little bit of seasoning, salt to taste. I put a little bit, what's up, Beam and Kun? How you doing, sir? I put a little bit of the Cajun in there, and I put a little bit of the herb garlic and herbs. But like I said, I always use penne, however you pronounce it. That pasta is what I use. It's my favorite when I'm using Alfredo. But you can use any pasta you want, spaghetti, any other kind, tortellini, any of that stuff you want to use. But like I said, I've already got my chicken seasoned. I'm about to transition now to my grill, which I already got my grill hot. I had on probably past 15 minutes. I'm about to grab me some tongs. And I'm gonna head out to the grill. So let's go out here to the grill and get this started. Dun, dun, dun. Like I said, I call this blackened chicken Alfredo. Like I said, I normally cook the shrimp Alfredo, because that's what I like, but none of my family members, besides my oldest daughter, which she doesn't live with us, like shrimp in my family. So I transition. Wow, who thought you could cook? Because I wish I knew how to cook. Man, cooking is easy, bruh. I watch a bunch of cooking shows, man. I watch more cooking shows than you can believe. Iron Chef, Beat Bobby Flay. I watch one now. It comes on Netflix. Like the Barbecue Pit Boss. I love cooking shows. Love little tricks and stuff. Now, as you can see, here's the grill. It's already been prepared. I'm going to put the chicken on there. You hear that sizzle? Woo, that sounds delicious. Like I said, you can use whatever cut of chicken you want, but I always use the thighs. In the South, they call them short thighs. The long thighs are the drumsticks. I'm not a drumstick fan, so I don't mess with drumsticks. I will eat them as a last resort, but I mainly eat the wings, the breasts. But when I'm making like a chicken perlo, or I'm making, for instance, this Alfredo, I'm gonna use short thighs because they hold up to the heat better and they take more seasoning. Now, as you can see, I got everything on high to originally get it, but once I put the meat on the grill, I turn all my knobs down to low. If you keep it on high, it's gonna cause the meat to burn, and it's gonna cause the drippings and a flame up. You don't want to flame up. As you see, I got an expert grill. The grill is old. I probably bought it about 4 years ago. About time for another one. But now, I'm gonna multitask. You see, I already put the grill on there. I'm probably gonna let that grill stay on there, that meat stay on there probably close to about 7 or 8 minutes. I got a kind of internal timer in my head so I can know when to flip it. Then I'm going to go back in and now work with my pasta. So you got to multitask. I'm the only one here today. My family is out and about. But I want to prepare this by the time they get back and they can dive right in. But as you can see, the water is boiling. I put 4 quarts of water in there. It is boiling. I'm going to turn it down. And then I'm going to open my box of pasta. And I'm going to pour it in. So, box says I pretty much let it sit in there 10 to 12 minutes. So what I'm going to do is turn it back up. Get it to a boil. And once it boils, I'm going to turn it down and let it sit in there probably about 10 to 12 minutes. Let's see, is this your best one you know to make? Like I said, this is not my best one I make. Like I said, I love the shrimp Alfredo, but no one eats shrimp Alfredo. But no one eats shrimp here in the house except me. Well, my wife eats, she'll eat fried shrimp, but fried shrimp Alfredo is not good. It has to be prepared, boil the shrimp or stir fry the shrimp. But she doesn't like shrimp Alfredo. And then we always go out to like Chili's or Red Lobster or what's our favorite place? I can't stand it. What's the place? Sells the Italian food. Anyway, she always gets the chicken Alfredo. And like I said, I'm not a fan of chicken Alfredo. I prefer the shrimp Alfredo, but my wife and daughters love the chicken, so I'm going to prepare the chicken for them. Now, as you can see, it's boiling back up. I'm going to grab a spoon. Boom, 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 boom. Plastic spoon. And I'm going to stir it so the pasta does not stick to the bottom. So the pasta does not stick to the bottom. Then I'm going to turn it down back on low. As you can see, the flame on there is high. I'm going to turn that down low till it's almost off. And I'm going to set my timer for 12 minutes on my other phone. Set the timer for 12 minutes. Boom. When that goes off, the pasta should be done or close to it. Cut on my vent because that will keep smoke alarm from going off. And also it will keep that steam from going all over the house. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I want it to stay boiling. Not too much. I'm going to keep stirring it occasionally. I'm going to look under here and get my strainer so I can be able to strain the pasta once it's prepared. Now, some people like to make homemade Alfredo. I ain't like that. But what I do recommend is Bertolli. The creamy basil Alfredo. I recommend that. That's what I get. But they're all different kinds of Alfredo. I bought a fresh jar. This is from last week when I used it, or last month. And I bought a fresh jar because this is not going to be enough But this is what I recommend. The Bertolli Creamy Basil Alfredo. It's one of my favorites. So that's what I suggest that you use. But you can use whatever floats your boat. They have all different kinds of Alfredos in the store. Whichever one you like, whichever one you like for your taste, you choose that one. But some people like homemade. I probably couldn't make it if I tried, but that's not nothing I want to do because I prefer the store bought, and it's one less step in this process. So that's what I go with. But if you want to make it homemade, that's your prerogative as well. Now let me go back out to the grill because it's been about 7 or 8 minutes, and I want it to burn. And let me read. Dick Eaton. I am currently on the toilet pooping while watching the stream. Just to let you know. Wow, thank you, Dick Eaton. That was a lot of information. We appreciate that. I hope your poop is enjoyable. Now I'm back at the grill. And we're going to open it up and see what it is. As you can see right now, we're going to flip it over. Wish you could smell it. The smell is delicious. I should have sprayed it off a little bit because it's sticking. Just be tender with it. Flip it over. One reason it's sticking too is I had it extremely high. It's probably close to 500 degrees. But for future reference, let it cool down a little bit before you put the meat on there. And also, you can spray something on there so it won't be as sticky and burns to it, but still be able to cook. So I'm going to put it back down. Chef Danny is cooking. More over Gordon Ramsay. No. Move over Gordon Ramsay. No, I wish I had Gordon Ramsay's money. That would be nice. But like I said, I call it blackened chicken Alfredo. Now, some people will get the bone in, the chicken thigh with the bone in it. I don't suggest that, but you can get if you want to. Use it a little bit cheaper. But sometimes the bone, believe it or not, is hard to warm up. And a lot of times when you cut the meat off the bone, it'll still be a little raw around the bone because the bone does not warm up like you would think it does, like the meat. So a lot of times if you got a bone-in steak, if you cut around the bone, it's more pinker or more rare than the rest of the meat is. That because it takes a little bit longer for that bone to get that heat. So I always do the skinless, and I also do the boneless thigh. That way it's easier to harvest the meat whenever it's done. I can just take a knife, cut it on the board, cut strips in whatever sizes I want to, and then add it to the pasta and keep it moving. But some people like the bone, like I said. If you're cooking like a chicken perlo, which I'll probably do my next time, that's a southern thing. I don't know what you may call it in your part of the country, but we call it chicken perlo. And basically it's a combination of rice, chicken, 2 kinds of sausage, onion, and it's delicious. I'll give you the recipe whenever I cook it. My boss man, he cooks a delicious perlo, and everybody go crazy about it. He gave me the recipe, but one day I'm going to cook that. The prep for it is really, it's a lot because you got to cut up the sausage. You got to prepare. You use like a breakfast sausage, like the Jimmy Dean. It comes in a little tube. You got to cook that, brown that, cut up the onions in that. Then you got to cook the chicken. Like again, I use thighs in that, and then cutting up the sausage, cutting up the chicken. You got, and if, like I said, if you use the bone-in chicken, you got to harvest it off the bone. But the setup, the prep part is about 15-20 minutes. If you get help, it's a little bit quicker. And I always use Roger Wood sausage. I don't know if it make it in your neck of the woods where you're at, But Roger Wood sausage is some of the best sausage ever made. And we like stuff spicy here, so I always get the spicy. They got the regular spicy, they have what they call sage. I don't like the sage, but some people may like it. Same thing for the regular sausage. But I'm telling you, if you want something good, check it out. We got a super chat from Beamican. No word to wisdom today. Nope, not today. I'm working on it. I'm working on what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to upload probably tonight. Once I get done with this, I'm going to record my next show for tomorrow, and that show is going to be called "God is Still in the Impossible Business." That's going to be the title. Or God still does the impossible, or God is in the impossible business. One of those titles. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be 2 stories I'm focusing on that are real stories, real life stories that are happening. One happened to me, one happened to some people that I know. So I think you will definitely enjoy it. Yeah, chicken perlo. Basically consists of rice, 2 kinds of rice, chicken, sausage, and 2 kinds of sausage. But I'm going to make it one day, but the setup, the prep for it is really tedious. But it's worth it, man. And like I said, my boss, he gave it to me. My boss is a phenomenal cook. Used to cooks for us all the time. And it's a southern. They may have it in California. I'm not sure. I never had it over in California. I lived in California for 3 years. I don't remember seeing chicken perlo over there, but it's definitely a staple dish here in the South. But getting back to my pot, it's still boiling with my pasta in it. I'm going to stir it. I don't want the pasta to stick to the bottom. As you can see, it's getting pretty big. It's almost about that time. It's coming along really nice. What I do is I put salt, Cajun, and herb garlic. Again, let me show it to you. But any brand you want, garlic and herb. I use McCormick. I use Weber. New Orleans Cajun, but you can use any Cajun flavor that you like. Then I use Himalayan pink salt, fine. Himalayan pink salt. You gotta be careful with this because it's saltier than regular salt, I think. They say it's healthier for you. I don't know what the health is, but let's see what it says. 0 calories, 500 milligrams of sodium, 0 carbs, 0 protein, 0 fat. Now, let's see what regular salt is. Regular salt is 590 milligrams. So it's about the same. But for some reason, I've been told Himalayan salt, I guess because it's got Himalayan. Oh, wow, Beamican. With a $10.999 super chat. Thank you, sir. What are your top 3 favorite states and why maybe to move to? What are my top 3 favorite states? Well, I've been to a bunch of states in my military. I was in the military for 5 years, and I went to a lot of the states. I will say I enjoyed California. I lived there for 3 years on Camp Pendleton, which is in the San Diego part of California. I love that. Went as far north as Los Angeles. I didn't get past Los Angeles. I wish I had have gone to San Francisco because I'm a big foodie. You probably can tell. I've seen some of the cooking shows, and San Francisco have some of the best cooking, best foods over there. Mexican food. I'm a big fan of Mexican food. I was introduced to Mexican food when I went to California. Never had it before. Couldn't stand sour cream, all that crazy stuff. Went to this restaurant outside the base called Alberto's. Alberto's made this burrito called the Carne Asada burrito. It was just steak, cheese, and salsa. I'm telling you. I stayed in Camp Pendleton for 3 years. I guarantee you I ate over 2,000 burritos. Because I'm telling you, man, it was the perfect mesh of seasoning, meat, cheese. It was $2.50. I remember it well. And also I was introduced to something called fajita nachos, where it's like a bed of chips. Then you have the carne asada steak, the beef on top of that, mixed with green peppers and onions and cheese. And I just fell in love with it. Sour cream, like I said, I was not a fan of sour cream until I went to California, and then started eating Mexican food. Fell in love with it. Did you hear that? That is my alarm going off, and it is telling me that my pasta is ready. So I'm gonna have to put the phone down for a minute. I'm gonna take the strainer you see right here, and I'm going to strain the water out of this pasta and then put it back in. So give me 1 minute. I'm still gonna be talking, but you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Let me get some oven mitts. I don't want to burn my hand. And let me set the strainer in the sink. And I'm pouring the water off of the pasta. The pasta is falling nice into the strainer. Everything is looking copacetic. As you can see, this is the finished product, and it should taste delicious. I'm gonna pour it back into the pot. And now I'm gonna wait for my chicken to finish. Because once my chicken is finished, I can then add the chicken and the Alfredo, and you will get the finished product. But now let me reach into my pantry. I'm gonna get a pan to put the chicken on and be able to cut that up. And we almost at. Now let me get me a knife. Let me get me a knife. Which knife? Yes. This will be the tool of my destruction. Of the destruction of the chicken, that is, when I cut it and prepare it. Speaking of my chicken, let me go back out and check it. Dun, 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 dun. See, Beamican, I'm working on my road to wisdom. There it is. God is still in the impossible business. That's going to be the title. That's my Bible. I'll be working on it here as soon as I get finished. Shouldn't take too long. My backyard, my grandson's trampoline, my patio, the grill. Let's see how the chicken is doing. Whew, chicken is smelling delicious. It's coming along just nicely. Wish you could smell through this phone because it smells absolutely delicious. One thing about chicken dope, it's hard to tell when that bad boy is done completely. So I like to keep it on a little bit longer. But it shouldn't be too much longer. Shouldn't be too much longer. Let that stew about another 5 to 6 minutes. Then I'm gonna flip it. Let stew another 5 to 6 minutes, and then it should be done. But now let me go back in here. I can add the Alfredo sauce to my pasta. Like I said, I use Bertolli creamy basil Alfredo. That's what I use. But you can use whatever Alfredo sauce you want, or you can make your own. Doesn't matter, whichever floats your boat. Hold on 1 minute before I pour it in. There's some of it I'm pouring in. Get the other one. Shake it. Hold on 1 minute. There we go. Put some more in. And shake. Stir it up. Pretty good. Really good. Coat the pasta really good. To your liking, some people like it heavy, some people like it light, some people like it in between. I kind of like it in between. I always save some, so some people want extra, or a lot of times the heat that dried out some. So you're gonna add a little bit more because you don't want it too dry. But let me taste one. Tastes pretty good. I'm gonna add just a smidge more salt to this. The Himalayan salt, just a smidge. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of the Cajun, because I like things spicy. I like it a little spicy. Wife don't like it too spicy. I'm like, ooh, dang, that's too much. But by the time I stir it in there, it's gonna absorb a lot of that. You'll really be able to see it. See, it looks like a lot. Once you stir it in there, you can barely see it, but it's got a strong taste to it. Delicious. Mimi Gunn said, I like that. Can't wait to see that video. I appreciate it, sir. I thank you for your support. Like I said, I try to upload I try to upload every Monday morning, every Wednesday morning, and every Friday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on tomorrow night, I will be doing my third episode of a show called, it's on the Road to Wisdom channel as well. We call Unpacking the Word. And I'm going up, be debating an individual who does not believe in free will. I believe in free will. I believe God gave us free will. This individual does not. So we will be discussing, usually for an hour. It comes on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel, The Road to Wisdom. I do it every other Monday. The first one I did was the Nephilim. The second one I did was Moses closer to God, or was Adam closer to God? And now this Monday, I'll be doing free will versus, what's the word they call for it when you don't believe in free will? Predestination. If is life predetermined, or is there free will? I believe that God gives us free will. I don't believe that life is predetermined. But the individuals I'll be going against believe that life is predetermined. So it should be interesting. Like I said, it'll be on at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. It's going to be live, not recorded. So you can come in the chat like you're doing now and ask any questions. But we'll be going for an hour from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Stay hydrated. Got this water called Eternal. It's alkaline water. Alkaline spring water. Try to keep it. Try to stay hydrated as much as possible. Now, let me go back out here and check this chicken, because it should be almost about done. Bum ba dum, bum ba dum. Bum Let's see. Looking at the chicken. About to flip it for the last time. Let it stay on a few more minutes. Always there's a side piece that always needs to be tested, tasted. I'm gonna test it. Okay. Delicious. So. Let that stay on about 4 or 5 more minutes. Then I'm gonna grab my tray. Then I'm gonna start cutting it up. Then I'll add it to the pasta, and that will be the finished product. Blackened chicken Alfredo. While I'm waiting, y'all know I definitely like movies. Don't go see the Crow when I'm being told. I hadn't gone and seen it, but Anzo, you know, I stream with him. That's my boy. He went and saw it last night, or maybe the night before, and he said it is not good. So I would suggest that you wait to streaming. It comes out on streaming. But if you want to go waste your money, go waste your money. Also, I watch a friend of mine on Comic Division. Him and his guys, they come on Monday nights and Thursday nights. They say it wasn't good either. So don't go see that. But if you have Peacock, I definitely recommend that you check out a show called Bel Air. It is fantastic. We're looking at the 3rd season. They're dropping 3 episodes each Thursday. I've just watched the last 3 episodes. Episode 6 is fire. Episode 6 is fantastic. But watch all 3 seasons. It's a reimagining. Just like the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was funny and comedic, Will Smith, this one is not. It is drama driven. Still has the same family, the Banks family. Still has Philip, still has Lisa, Carlton, Will, Ashley. Still has a mama, I can't think of her name. What is her name? God, I can't think of it. But this is such a good reimagining. It's one of the best shows I'm watching now. So definitely go check it out. It's called Bel Air. Fantastic show. I highly recommend it. Also, if you want a religious show, go to Netflix. They have a show about Moses now. It's like a documentation telling you the story of Moses and the Exodus from Egypt. I highly recommend it. It's 3 episodes, I think an hour, 30 minutes each episode. I'm on the 2nd episode. Well, I'll just start the 3rd episode. It's fantastic. It has actual, they're acting. Then they have historians and scholars that give you their take on it and break down some of the things that happened during that time. You'll definitely enjoy it. Or if you're into that kind of stuff, you'll like it. Okay, we're back out at the grill. I think the chicken is done. I'm about to pull it off. Then I will take it into the house and cut it up and add it to the Alfredo. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I just tested a piece and I put a lot of Cajun on there. I don't know if my wife is gonna like that, but hopefully the Alfredo sauce will mask some of that heat. And also, if you want to cool it down, you can add some sour cream in there, and that will cool some of that heat down. That's just a cooking tip for you. Something too hot for you, something like a pasta form or Alfredo form, add a little bit of sour cream, and it'll cool it down some. Just a tip for watching hours and hours and hours of cooking shows. Okay, I'm back in the kitchen. As you can see, I have the meat here. I'm gonna let it cool for a few seconds, and then I'm going to cut it. Wish I had a stand. I think I got a stand where I can put my phone on while I'm doing. I had to dig it up, but I've got it. Give me a minute to set it up and set up the stand. Oh. It's being difficult. It's being difficult. Stop being difficult, Stan. If you can see me, you can see the meat right here. And I'm just going to take it. I'm going to cut it up into little slices. Ooh, it's hot. So I'll take the plum and cut it up. Cut it up in little pieces. As small as I can get them. Cut the meat up. Cut it up as small as you like it. Put a nice good skin on it. Skin's nice and crispy. Delicious. It's delicious, people. hold it without burning my fingers. Cut it up. As small as you can get it. Yeah. There's some pieces in here that I look at it, it's not done as much as I like it to be done. The chicken is very funny. You don't want uncooked chicken. So what I would do, take up a frying pan, heat it up, do a quick stir fry, and finish cooking some of those uncooked pieces, then it'll be golden. But the majority of it, you might like it. So, there you have how you make it. Let me get out of the frying pan, because I want to do a quick little stir fry on it. I'll pull out my wok. See right here, boom. Get a little bit of oil going in it. Don't put that down, not too much. Got my heat going on that bad boy. See it right here? Doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. There we go. This one's being a little difficult, but we're still gonna make it do what it do. I'll take my chicken. We're gonna put a quick little stir fry on it. Like I said, I take care of some of those ones that wasn't cooked as much as you'd like them to be. See? And there is my fire alarm. Easy fix. Just gonna stir fry this for about 5 minutes. That's gonna finish up cooking those ones that wasn't done enough to my liking. Woo. Smells delicious. Of course, you gotta taste it to see how it tastes. Delicious. I'm gonna add just a smidge. When I say smidge, just a smidge occasion, because I like that hot. Like that little kick. I'm gonna stir that in there. chicken is now done. I'm gonna cut the eye off. I'm gonna bring back the Alfredo. Pour the chicken in the Alfredo. Hold on a minute. Gotta get all that scrapings out. Hold on. Scrape all the scrapings out of it. All that goodness. Put that in the sink. And then now we add the chicken in the Alfredo. You've seen it's dried. But guess what? That's why you don't use it all. And you grab some more and you pour it, the rest of it into there. And then you stir it, mix it all together. Get all that gooey Alfredo sauce. Mix in, get your protein in your pasta. No, it ain't Pola Tinta, is blackened chicken Alfredo. I call it blackened chicken Alfredo. That's what I call it. Now, I like color, so I'm gonna get some pepper. And pour on there. Boom, ba-doom, boom, 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 boom. Get a little bit of color going in there. And then I'm going to stir that in there. Then I'm gonna get me a plate. Use paper plates because I hate washing dishes. And I'm going to fix me a little serving. Then I'm going to get my fork. I'm going to sit at the table. I say my grace. Lord, thank you for this meal. Thank you for the hands that prepared it. Lord, let this be nourishment to my body, and let my body be in your service. In your most holy and precious name I pray, amen. Then I'm going to look down. I'm going to get a fork full. I'm going to insert it. Delicious. That's all I can say. Delicious. Like I said, I call this blackened chicken Alfredo. Use whatever kind of pasta you want, but I always use penne, P-E-N-N-E, penne pasta. I show you the name brand of the pasta sauce I use. It's Bertolli, which I think is the best. Some people like to use homemade. I'm not that skilled, but I use Bertolli, creamy basil Alfredo. I use the penne pasta right here, but you can use whatever you want to. And I grill the chicken, and then I finish it up in a stir fry. Mix the ingredients, and voila, you have it. Blackened chicken Alfredo. I think next time I'm gonna do what they call chicken perlo. I'm not sure when that's gonna be, but tune in for me then. Tune in the next 2 hours. I'll be on Storms Live along with Guy Scar, along with DJ, along with Robert Storms. I'm not sure what we'll be talking about. And check me out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I upload my show, the 210th episode of The Word of Wisdom. And then Monday night, tomorrow night, I'll be going up against an individual that does not believe in free will. He believes that God predetermined things. And so we'll be having a discussion on my new show called Unpacking the Word. It'll be the 3rd episode. It is free will versus predetermination. So if you're not doing anything, check me out tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on my channel, The Road to Wisdom. Till next time, thank you all. I definitely thank you, Guy Scar. What up, G Major? Be Me Come gave me $14.98 worth of super chats. Brother, I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Thank you. That's all I can say. Also, Dick Eaton, I'm glad you were on the toilet pooping. I hope you enjoy your poop. Keep going. Nightwing, thank you for checking me out. I definitely appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, because tomorrow will be time to make the donuts. But until then, take it easy. Peace.